Hey everyone, so today I'm doing my first Top 5 Wednesday. I've been following this for a little while now, but I decided to start today just because I really like the topic of books that made you cry. I cry pretty easy. I always tend to but I like put myself in the main character's shoes, so I feel a lot. And I've cried at like 90% of the books on my shelf, so there's that. So I'm going to start off with the most obvious, and that is John Green's The Fault in Our Stars. I read this right when it came out, so like 2011 or something. I was in 8th grade at the time when it came out, and I was reading it in my chorus class, and I got to the scene where they're doing his like pre-funeral thing, and as soon as Isaac started his speech, I started bawling in the middle of class, and it was really embarrassing, but it happens. Another book that I cried at in public is Noggin by John Corey Whaley. I read this while on vacation at the beach, and I got to this might be a spoiler, but I got to the part where he's about to die in like his flashback, and his friends are celebrating every holiday for him in one day, and his like Easter eggs were full of like memories they had, and it was just really touching, and it warmed my heart so much, and I was so emotional, and I was just losing it on the beach. I guess the top 3 are books that I really cried at just because of the emotions there. The first one is Aerosol and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. This book I cried out of happiness a lot, and I wanted to include one of those books because it's important to cry out of happiness. And it was sad at times, and I did cry at those times too, but there were a lot of happy times and a lot of times that it just really made you happy that people like this exist. Even if it's fictional, people like this do exist. And the writing is really pretty, and it made you feel a lot, and I really enjoyed it. A book that I actually hated but bawled my eyes at was If I Stay by Gail Forman. I hate this book. I really do not like this. It annoyed me most of the time. I couldn't get through it the first like 3 times I tried reading it, and then I finally got through it. But the scenes where she's talking, or where her grandparents are talking to her, literally, I could not read. I was crying so much, and I was like losing it. Like I couldn't see, I couldn't think, like my head was pounding, like those scenes really messed me up for some reason, and they just really, damn, like the book wasn't good, but the emotion in those moments were phenomenal. The last book that I probably cried the most at is a true story, and it's Randy Pausch's The Last Lecture. Randy Pausch died from cancer, and this is his last lecture, and it just goes through his life and his experiences, and you get to see his family, because he knows he's going to die and he has 2 young children. This is them on the back, and it's really emotional, and the parts with his wife and the parts with his kids, and just the lessons that you learn in this book really touch you, but it's so sad, but it's also beautiful, and just it made me cry a lot. It made me cry like a lot. Good book though. I'm gonna throw in one more just because I really want to talk about this book, and I cried at it. The last one that I want to mention at least is Why We Broke Up by Danielle Handler. I read this at a really emotional time in my life, and I could relate a lot to it, and it helped me through that a lot, but it made me cry way more than I expected it to, and it's a beautiful book. So those are the top 6 books that I've cried at, I guess. I just wanted to throw in one extra because, you know, I can do whatever I want. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my first Top 5 Wednesday. Maybe these will become a more regular thing. Who knows?